Yeah, so it's better to have a bigger bank and to think, if you can control the money, can't you control the country? Can't you control the politicians, let alone buy them, especially if they're crooks? And if your politicians are crooks, and they've been found to be crooked, don't they tend to hire crook friends? Like that Holder, your new attorney general? Yeah, wasn't he implicated in covering stuff up in Oklahoma City? Yeah, Holder. Holder, isn't he one that during the Heller case, that was the most recent gun case involving Washington, D.C., didn't he write stuff for the prosecution, saying that, they should ban like all guns? And now they have all sorts of attacks on the Second Amendment. We're going to have to do a special Second Amendment show just for how much they're attacking it. But let's see, what do we got? U.S. troops being trained to conduct roundups, confiscate guns, and shoot American citizens. Can I read that louder for you? U.S. troops are being trained to conduct roundups, confiscate guns, and shoot American citizens. Okay, and you say, where's this come from? Well, this happens to come from a guy named Scott who, once again, just out of the military, he's doing stuff with the National Guard, and he says, I've become very close with the young man, okay, that he's gained his respect and trust, writes Scott. I want you to know that he informed me about one particular training exercise his superiors made them perform, his group or whatever. It was concerning the rounding up of American citizens that disobey any type of martial law. Wonder why they're building camps, huh? Okay. Or, in other words, any type of infringement on our freedoms. Wonder why they're building camps. Okay. So anyway, he was asked if he could shoot his friends and family members if ordered to do so. At the time, he said he could. He was probably getting a promotion. That's what they do. They promote the ones that say they would, and the ones that say they won't, they put them on the front lines. They get rid of them. But this is interesting because this goes back. If you trace it back, in October of 1994, the Marines did a questionnaire out at their 29 Palms Marine Base, and the recruits were asked 46 questions, including whether they would kill U.S. citizens who refused to surrender their firearms. So now you've got what? Dual citizens running Homeland Security. You've got dual citizens as your chief of staff. You've got dual citizen Michael Mukasey. Should I go over Bolton, Elliot Abrams, Kissinger? And what are they doing? We've got Marcus Wolf, East German Stasi. You've got Primakov from the KGB. These guys working for Homeland Security. What are they good at? Are you listening? So anyway. During one such program in Oakland, California, dubbed Operation Urban Warrior. Why don't you look that up? Don't believe me. This is where the Marines trained, okay, to get Americans and confiscate guns, okay? During Hurricane Katrina, check it out. Find out if I lie. Yeah, the National Guard units were ordered to confiscate guns belonging to New Orleans residents. I watched it. They even videotaped it. They beat up a 65-year-old lady on it. It was pretty sick. Okay, so anyway, if you don't believe me, how about this one? How about the... I want to say it was KLSA news report down in the Katrina land, down in Louisiana. But yeah, it couldn't be happening here because you're all paying attention. It couldn't happen here because, remember the words, it couldn't happen here? What happened to you Sharon residents who said never forget? What happened to you? Did you all go to sleep? Are the stinking Red Sox that important? It gets me. Because once again, here I live in a community where they say never forget. Yet they don't care. They don't care about freedom and liberty. They forgot. They don't even listen to their parents. All right, how about this one? LA ministers asked to spread the word about digital TV. Yeah, why? Why? Why are we asking ministers to tell people to get their box? Why is the government willing to pay for your converter box? Why do they think it's important that you watch TV? I'm glad I'm on TV because, hey, pretty soon maybe I'll be digital. And how about this one? We have a war on terror. Terror is a tactic, people. It's not even a strategy. It's a tactic. Meanwhile, Rahm Emanuel, your chief of staff, dual citizen in the White House, captain in the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, not even American, okay? What did his father do? Weren't they, how did Israel get where they were going? Didn't they blow up what? They blew up police stations and they blew up, the British, to get the British out of what was then Palestine. But you've got the chief of staff of the White House, a gun-grabbing wonderful guy, okay, who's not even an American, and his dad was a terrorist. Rather interesting, huh? That's kind of weird. All right, let's finish up with some stuff, and that is, let's ask you questions. All right, it's September, it's 2001, and you got to ask yourself, how did that help? Who benefited? Did that really benefit those Islamic fundamentalists who, what, we were told went to stripper clubs and stuff? That's because you're a fundamentalist, right? You were wired money by the Pakistani ISI or whatever comes out in the news, but we can't follow the money. Supposedly the Pentagon gets hit by a plane. All they can release is 5 frames that don't even have the right date code on them. 5 frames, even though they confiscated 80 bits of film from all the building around, and that building has cameras. That's right, the Pentagon does. And meanwhile, once again, in New York City, they find a passport made of paper after the plane impacts the fireball, and I can't find the cockpit data recorder. I can't find any of the recorders, But I can find a passport out of the guys. 19 hijackers. Gets better. 7 are found alive, still living. Oh my gosh, maybe it's not them. 9/11. Let's think about 9/11. Who made money? Who benefited? Did the defense industrial complex benefit? Did the people who wanted to clamp down on the freedoms of Americans benefit? Isn't that what we were told? They hate our freedoms? Last time I checked, it wasn't an Islamic fundamentalist who was taking away my freedoms. Sorry, just not the case. Meanwhile, we have no-fly lists now, right? Yeah, 20,000 people get added every month. Because what? If they're criminals, arrest them. If you got a case, prosecute them. But no, now we have a no-fly list. We're self-censoring now. Nobody can say any jokes while they're in line for the airport. I got to take my shoes off, right? Because of the lie of Richard Reed and stuff. What comedy? How many times have they killed the number 2 Al-Qaeda guy? And Al-Qaeda started by the CIA. And you believe that they're the ones you got to watch out for. This is beautiful. Boy, how is it that a guy in a cave got NORAD to stand down? Hour and 40 minutes, didn't shoot down one plane, couldn't scramble a jet. Oh, I know, the guy in the cave, he also set up those drills that they were running that day. Like Northern Vigilance and Northern Guardian, where they put fake computer blips on the screen so that the guy watching, beep, beep, where's the plane? I don't know, there's so many planes. A guy in a cave did that. That's right. I forgot it was. Oh, and that guy in a cave just happens to be with the family that's tied in with the Bushes and building all the bases over in, Saudi Arabia and stuff. The Bin Laden family, who, unlike you suckers, remember the banksters are getting you. You suckers, they got to fly when? On September 14th, on September 12th. On September 12th, I'm a pilot. I couldn't fly. But you believe it all because your media tells you the truth. How about this one? I didn't have sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. Read my lips. I'm not going to raise taxes. There are weapons of mass destruction. How many lies does it take, people? Why does it take a guy in a little stinking cable access show to get you to start asking questions? And when stuff's not right, why did we have to wait 14 months to investigate it? Why was 9/11 investigated by the executives? When I say executive, the executive branch who appointed that commission instead of the Justice Department. Why did they seal all the stuff? People, what will it take? When will you be willing, to put down all the propaganda lies and start asking questions and start figuring out you've been lied to? Or, should I ask you, have they ever lied to you before? They've killed 1 million Iraqis. You think killing 3,000 people on one day is something they wouldn't do? Have you read the Army Times September 8th issue? Would you please? That's where it says the Army says they're going to deploy the United States Army on the troops of America to put down dissent. Who created this economic calamity? Who? Was it you? I don't think so. They'll blame it on you, though. Well, I'm here again. This is the real story. I recommend you watch the shows. I recommend you ask questions and don't believe the lies. Oh, and by the way, for you viewers, here's my shirt for the week. Yeah. Find out about what's been going on. Maybe you should ask questions. Maybe you've been lied to. Maybe this is how Hitler did it. Is this how Hitler did it? Hey, hold on, people. I want to say one more thing. Something that you should remember, and that is, God bless this republic, and death to the New World Order.